All right, guys, we are back once again with the best 5 minutes of your day. And I have an awesome session for you because in 5 minutes or less, I'm going to teach you how to fix your ankles on a daily basis. Now, we know that your ankles need this ability to bend so that we could do things like walking and running much more effectively. I'm going to share with you some sneaky little tips on how we can accomplish this. Oftentimes, we jump right into drills and we don't pay attention to some of the smaller details. So I'm going to give you everything right now that you need to know so you can start working on this on a daily basis. Now, number one, don't rush right into stretching. We have to make sure that we calm down overactive muscles first. When we talk about overactive muscles, we're talking about the muscles of your lower leg that make up your calf. So you're going to need something that looks like this. This is a softball, just a little bit of a bigger ball, and we're going to share with you real quickly how we can work on rolling to release this muscle. So what we could do with the ball is just work on scanning the lower half of your leg from your knee down to your ankle. Easy enough. You're looking for any areas of tenderness. When you find one, step number one is just using the opposite leg to hold pressure on it for about 30 seconds. Step number two is to take your ankle through what's called plantar flexion and dorsiflexion, basically just pointing your toes up and down. You're going to give that about 30 seconds. And many athletes already kind of understand that. They know that that's part of the corrective exercise protocol, but what they miss is they're not working on the right muscles. Now, again, when we talk about the right muscles, we're talking about the soleus. Again, when we talk about what happens when we squat, when we run, our knee has to bend and our knee has to travel forward. The soleus muscle is the smaller of the two calf muscles, and it only works when your knee is bent. So a way to help this out is just doing the same drill, but propping your leg up on a box, or this is a small little bench. Same idea. We're going to try to find an area of tenderness. Once we do, it's pressure and it's pointing and pulling your toes up, again, to get that active release. Again, give both of those drills as much as 2 minutes, but 30 seconds is kind of like the minimum that you'd want. Second part of the corrective exercise process is to help stretch muscles out. We've softened them up with the ball. The next thing we have to do is try to get them longer. So how we're going to get them longer is using a strap or a belt or a towel or something that you have. We'll go through again that same range of motion. I take the strap and I kind of double loop it so I have better control over my knee. And then all we're going to do is try to use the muscles of our shin to pull our toes up. This activates the weaker tibialis muscles in the front, and then our hands to add an active stretch like at the end of this. Again, you'll hold each stretch anywhere from 2 to 5 seconds, then let it out and follow the same process 10 to 15 times. So one more time from the front. What this looks like is pointing your toe, then pulling your shin up. You get a huge stretch out of your calf. Can't forget what we mentioned though, okay? We want to make sure that we stretch the soleus as well with a bent knee. So it's the same process. You're just working on first pulling in with the muscles of your shin and then using your hands to finish the deal off. Again, this is 10 to 15, holding each one 2 to 5, really concentrating on getting that ankle to move better, getting the tibialis to kind of activate. We know that as we progress into fitness, as we progress into function, that we're not staying on our butt all day. We need to get on our feet. We need to be able to pass gravity when we do things like walking and running. So it's important that the next step, we take you to your feet. And we're just going to quickly kind of share with you a couple ways that we could use a ball from a standing position to help mobilize that stiff ankle. We'll first address the longer muscle. And we'll look first at the back leg. So if I keep my heel on the ground and my toes facing forward, when I have a tight calf, my toes are going to want to turn out. So it's important that heels are down, toes are on the ground. We'll start to get a stretch if we keep this leg long and then we drive the opposite knee forward. Again, statically, you want to hold this for up to 30 seconds to 2 minutes. As a mobilization, you're going to work on just driving that front knee into the wall. So that's pretty stinking important. As we want to increase our stability a little bit, then we can kind of let that top leg off and start to use our knee and our hip as a driver to go into the wall. So that's that bigger calf muscles. Again, many of you are already doing that. Second thing that we want to make sure that we pay attention to is we want to get that soleus in there. So it's kind of the same equation. Same drills, we're just taking a shorter stance and then we're working on bending the knee, and then same idea. We're using the driver here, then we're asking for more stability. Then we can start to do things where we add different planes of motion. We could go sweeping here, we can go transverse here. All these things are gonna help you move and feel a whole lot better. Remember that if your foot and ankle aren't functioning the right way, then everything above your foot and ankle is gonna get compromised to try to make up the difference. Your brain only knows that you wanna finish a movement-related task. And if your ankle is saying, hey, I'm not happy today and I'm not gonna help out, then it's gonna ask other parts. And that's where we end up with pain and injury and that question of how do I fix it? Again, everything starts off with that ankle not moving the right way and you making some simple tweaks with the drills that you probably already know and just aren't doing enough of. Anyways, if you got questions, comments, concerns about that or anything else, let me know. Again, everything is on sale. Thank you for checking in and following along this morning.